Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. Bringing you guys another week of WBE. The Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on the Seattle Drizzlers and Coach Deathly. I am in an epic Week 10 showdown. Now we've been cruising, man. We're sitting at 8-2 here in the season. I believe Tyler is 1-9, maybe something like that. I know he just picked up his first win, and he's had a bit of a rocky start to this season, but he's definitely improved as a battler. So this should be a pretty epic matchup. Now, I didn't do a team builder, so I'll break down the team really quickly here, but hopefully you guys are stoked. Hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. Real quick question today is, what is your favorite mythical Pokemon to use in battles? Mine is definitely Victini, but you can let me know. There's some really cool ones, man. Jirachi and Meloetta and things like that. So his team consists of Victini, Thundurus Incarnate, Primarina, Cofagrigus, Hitmontop, Cradily, Psychic, Z-Crystal, Mega Scizor, Kyurem, Roselia, Malamar, and Dugtrio, which can trap my Pokemon. His Psychic Z-Crystal is really only used on Primarina and pretty much Victini. I mean, those are the main things you're going to see it on, mostly Victini. I wouldn't be surprised if he brought Psychic Z Victini this week to try to beat through my Dredagon. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. So you can see the 6 I think he's going to bring. I think Victini just makes a lot of sense. A really good offensive Pokemon. Thundurus is really fast, outspeeds most of my team. Primarina is just a really offensive Pokemon. Scizor's just a really good Pokemon. Cofagrigus can try to burn things, and then Hitmontop can try to keep hazards off the field, and also its priority is really good against things like Gyarados, and it can have Bullet Punch for ALOLA Ninetales and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be surprised with like an Assault Vest Hitmontop. So let's talk about our team really quickly here. I've got Dredagon here, which is Careful, Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet. So we've got the super damaging, if I get hit with an attack, I'm going to do a lot of damage to my opponent. This thing is probably my lead just to set Stealth Rocks, which I think are pretty important in this match, but we are specially offensive, which allows me to take a couple Dazzling Gleams from Victini, allows me to take some hits from Thundurus and stuff like that. Fire Punch there for Scizor, Earthquake for everything else. Toxic is nice just to wear things down. Pretty straightforward stuff there. We've got our Empoleon here, which is Scald, Ice Beam, Roar, and Toxic, meant to be just a defensive pivot. Its main function is to switch into the Primarina and kind of give me something physically or especially defensive to kind of handle that thing. It also can switch into Kyurem relatively well, even though it carries Earth Power, so it's a pretty good Pokemon for those. We've got our Mega Gyarados here, Shrimp running Adamant, Gyarados, of course, with Intimidate. I should be able to pretty freely get a Dragon Dance up on something. His best bet to stop this thing would be like a Choice Scarf Thundurus. But Taunt is great for things like Cofagrigus. He can't Will-O-Wisp or Haze me. He might try to bring Haze because of Substitute and things like that. Double Edge is great for things like Primarina, and then Crunch hits everything else. So he could have like Hitmontop to try to slow me down, but again, I think Gyarados can really wreck a lot of his team. Making his debut, I believe, is Voltergeist here. We dropped Girder for Voltergeist a few weeks back, Rotom Fridge. Thunderbolts, Volt Switch, Signal Beam, and Blizzard. Choice Scarf. It's going to outspeed everything on his team. We get a lot of momentum with Volt Switching. His best way to stop it would be Dugtrio, and there's a chance he doesn't bring it at all. So I really like this set, and I had Trick on it, but I put Signal Beam on it last minute, because in practice matches, Malamar was actually really scary. We've got Dual Dancing Landorus here. Landorus come with an offensive set. I have been pretty much bringing defensive Landorus most of the season, but this one's an offensive one with Swords Dance and Rock Polish, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. If I can get up, Rock Polish or Swords Dance or both, we can pretty much rip through his team. Rocky MZ looks really good. It helps me hit the Thundurus super effectively. Hits things like Victini and Kyurem and so on and so forth, and can really nuke things like Scizor especially, so pretty cool. And then last but not least is going to be a pretty bulky Vikavolt with Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, Hidden Power, Fire, and Roost. We've got pretty much max HP, a little bit of special attack, and then a little bit of special bulk. So that's our squad objective. Get those Stealth Rocks up right away to stop that Victini and Thundurus from kind of running rampant, and just manage our switches effectively. Hopefully get an opportunity to get Landorus or Gyarados set up, and then hopefully win the game. So that's going to be our strategy. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to get connected with Tyler here, and we are going to throw it down in a second. Alright guys, we are connected here with Tyler. Let's find out exactly which 6 Pokemon he's going to be bringing, and we'll see how things go, man. I think that the 6 I picked here are pretty likely, but I think he could mix it up, man. Like, he's got a couple different pieces, like the Dugtrio, which I really don't anticipate. Malamar is a thing, Kyurem is a thing, so some of those, maybe even Cradily if he's really concerned. But looks like we pretty much nail it, except he does not bring Primarina and brings Malamar instead, so that's fine. Malamar was one of the Pokemon that I was pretty concerned about, just being totally honest, which makes me very glad that I swapped Signal Beam onto my Rotom, because that would have been, that could be really difficult. But he does not have Primarina, which means that I don't really need Empoleon as much, so we'll kind of keep that in mind. In terms of leads, I do like my Dredagon lead here. I think getting rocks up is just really clutch. I don't care if I get burned. I don't care if he, Dazzling Gleams me with Victini. I don't care if he, leads Malamar and hits me and takes some damage, because it puts him in Signal Beam range. If he leads Thundurus and he wants to go for like a you know, an HP Ice. I don't really care. So yeah, I just feel pretty comfortable and confident just leading Druddigon and getting at my Stealth Rocks. And again, he does have the opportunity to spin them away later in the game with Hitmon top, but Hitmon top is basically set up fodder for Landorus. So, and his team actually is very Landorus weak, especially if I can get some chip damage on things like Cofagrigus. If I get a Swords Dance up, that is not going to want to take a hit. I mean, just realistically, like, if I just look right now, Cofagrigus against +2 Landorus is going to, and that's max defense, is going to be doing 69 to 81, and Z Stone Edge actually can kill after 2 Stealth Rock switch-ins, so just some things to note. So, like, I definitely have the opportunity to potentially, you know, kind of break through his team with Landorus as long as I find that window. And same, like, Gyarados can really set up on a lot of things too, so it seems like he's really taking his time. Hopefully he is able to lock in. We'll see if he messages me on Discord. He has 6 Pokemon, so we're right of the rock. He was just debating. I don't know if he was trying to fake me out there or what, but to me, just getting at rocks is really solid here. Again, I'm not super concerned about the Hitmon top spinning, because again, it's going to take a lot of damage to do that, because I can switch in my Druddigon to take the spin. So he's going to lead with Lin, which is probably the Thundurus, right? No, it's a Scizor. Fine by me, man. Scizor doesn't want to take this damage. I have Fire Punch as well. So, like, realistically, I can simply just Fire Punch this thing if I want to. But I think just getting at rocks is pretty safe, because he might just U-turn out. So, I'm just going to make the safe Stealth Rock play here. I'm not, like, super concerned. Like, Druddigon is meant for Victini, but at the same time, like, it can double as a way to kind of deal with some of his other threats, too. Especially his physical offensive mons. So, you know, it's not like Scizor's going to be one-shotting me here that I can think of. Outside of maybe... I mean, the one thing that would be concerning is him setting up Swords Dances and stuff, but again, I'm not like super duper concerned. Like, U-turn does like 40% to me, so maybe a little bit more, so depends on his spread if he's like super offensive. But getting a rocks here is just really solid for me. And again, if he wants to like U-turn into Hitmon top on the rocks, like, that's cool. If he wants to U-turn into Thundurus or Malamar, like, again, I'm okay with all that. It's just a matter of, you know, chipping away his team. And I really like Rotom in this matchup. Being able to Volt Switch around, just give me a ton of momentum, is really solid. So, you know, the Thundurus having Prankster instead of Volt Absorb is really nice. Now, his team originally had Xurkitree with Z Hypnosis, which was kind of sick, but I'm glad I don't have to do it with Xurkitree, because Xurkitree is a little scarier. I say that, and then Thundurus probably wrecks me, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. And actually, Vikavolt looks great in this match, too, now that I think about it. It can easily Volt Switch around and stuff. So he's just going to straight switch, fine by me. He goes right into Aang, which is going to be his Thundurus. Okay, so I'm okay with this. I get my rocks up, fine by me. Thundurus comes in. Again, he could easily... I'm sure he has Hidden Power Ice. Like, I'm positive of it. I could easily switch out there and go into my Vikavolt. Or I go into my Voltergeist. The nice thing about Voltergeist is I threaten him out with Volt Switch and Blizzard. And a Hidden Power Ice is going to do very little to me. So, like, I kind of like going Rotom here, because I just don't see what Thundurus is going to do to me aside from, like, Nasty Plot. And then, again, I threaten him with Blizzard. So, like, Rotom seems like a really safe switch in here. He's not going to Hidden Power or Focus Blast here. So, I'm going to go Rotom here. I'm going to just hard Rotom. Again, I could have easily went Vikavolts, but I kind of like the Rotom play because I'm faster. So, he's going to go for Substitute. Okay. So, he shows Substitute, which is interesting. A little surprised to see that, but that's fine. And he's sub-lefties, which is fine. I can break his Substitute here with a Volt Switch. And then I can go into my Vikavolt and I can Volt Switch again. So, like, I'm okay with this. And he might not actually have anything to touch the combination of Rotom and Vikavolt. So, and we definitely break his sub. Yeah, Volt Switch is going to do like 40% to him. So, this isn't really too concerning. I mean, if he's set up with like Nasty Plot, he's toxic. Okay, so he's sub-toxic. He doesn't actually find out that I'm Scarfed here, which is awesome. And I can break his sub and then pressure him with Vikavolt now. So this is actually like a super good win for me. Because the worst he's going to do to me is Toxic me. So like, I'm okay with this. And I'm going to gain all the momentum in the world by going into Vikavolt here. I lose nothing by doing so. So having both Rotom and Vikavolt in a situation like this is really nice. Again, I don't really care if he Toxics me, because if he Toxics me, he's going to take so much damage in order to do that. And then I just go back into Rotom and click Volt Switch again. So I'm okay with this situation. Like, he makes Substitute again, but again, like, he subs and then I break his sub. So like, it's just a similar, we just keep going back and forth here. I'm just going to Volt Switch. Don't have to worry about it. He may switch out too if he thinks he can't touch me. But he's obviously got to be really concerned about a Thunderbolt here, because It's gonna do a lot of damage if I had it. I don't have it, but if I did have it. So, like Vikavolt against Thundurus. Yeah, I mean, we're doing 50, like we could potentially knock him out if I was like max special attack Life Orb. So, he either subs here, he Toxics, or he just hard switches. But either way, I lose nothing, because I'm sure his 2 attacking moves are HP Ice and Thunderbolt. So, this is like pretty solid situation for me to be in. He may try to switch out and go into like a Hitmon top or something like that, but again, I can pressure that pretty well. So with like Landorus, and if you want to go for a substitute and like allow me to get my Landorus in and like, you know, set up on you with a Swords Dance, that's fine with me. That is fine by me. He's gonna Volt Switch himself, so he does show Volt Switch. I get the slow Volt Switch though, so like that's cool. Weird to see Sub and Volt Switch on the same set though, being totally honest. Little surprised to see that, but it's okay. He's sitting at about, let's say, 80%. He took a little bit of damage there from the sub. He got some recoil, or he's at like, let's see, 12. He got 12 back. So he's at 82? No, 92? I don't know. Whatever. We'll say 80. Well, if he was at 75 and then got 2 turns of leftovers back, that would have put him at 92. 87. Math, dude. Math. What is math? I'm trying to math right now. It's early. It's early in the morning. I don't care that he switched though. This is momentum all day. If he goes like Victini or something, then I can just go right into Druddigon, which is cool by me. And again, he's gonna start taking Stealth Rocks damage, so he may go like Hitmon top to try to spin because rocks are so effective against him. He's gonna go to Ahsoka, which is gonna be the Hitmon top. So yeah, he was really concerned about trying to get this rapid spin off, and he is Intimidate. But again, I have all the potential in the world right now to just go right into my Landorus. And we're gonna do, yeah, it's definitely Assault Vest. It's definitely Assault Vest. Okay, so Lando comes in here and like, what does he do besides spin? Because if I set up a Swords Dance and a Rock Polish, what does he do to me? Do I just win at that point? I just don't see what he does to Swords Dance plus Rock Polish. Like, maybe he brings in, you know, Scizor, but we're gonna like really wreck a lot of his team. I just wanted to see if Hitmon Tom gets Ice Punch. I don't think it does. No. I mean, I think I just unleashed Landorus here. I mean, the other thing is I bring in Legos and I slow play this. That would be the other option, right? I bring in Legos, I slow play it. Like, you want to Rapid Spin? Go for it, dude. You're going to take a ton of damage from Rocky Helmet Recoil. Or I just pull the trigger and go Landorus right now. I get an Intimidate off. I can then, at that point, click either Rock Polish or Swords Dance, whichever one I think is better. If he hards into Cofagrigus, then that's okay too. So I think we go for the, yeah, I'm going to go Landorus, man. I think that this is... You know, this whole season I haven't really done very well offensively with Landorus, but I think this is an opportunity for us to do just that. And, you know, it's just a matter of, do I click Rock Polish first or do I click Swords Dance first? That's really the question here. Because if I click Rock Polish and he goes into Thundurus, then I'm kind of in a tough spot. If I click Swords Dance... No, I'm sorry. If I click Rock Polish, he goes into Thundurus or Victini, I'm in a great spot. If I click Swords Dance and he goes into Cofagrigus, I'm in the good spot. So it's like, do I think he would go Cofagrigus here, or do I think he would go Landorus or Thundurus or Victini? I think he'd be more likely to go into the Cofagrigus, so I'm gonna Swords Dance if he switched. If he switched, I think he's more likely to go into like a Scizor or a Cofagrigus than he would be to go into Victini or Thundurus. Cause like, yeah, and either way, if he goes Thundurus here and I Swords Dance, it's not a big deal, because that thing's going to take so much damage from Stealth Rocks. And if he Rapid Spins here, I might be able to win this game with a Rock Polish. So, like, he'll be able to come in with Thundurus and Toxic me, but I do still have my Z move that I could use, which I probably would burn on it. He's going to switch. Does he go into Cofagrigus here? He goes into Iroh, which is the Cofagrigus. Okay, exactly what we expected. Now, the question is, so Swords Dance was the right play. Now the question is, do I go out +2 for the Continental Crush and go for kill here? Because he's got lefties, so he is going to live the hit. Or do I double down? I mean, it's a damage roll, I think. He's got lefties. The Continental Crush is a damage roll here. If he's max defense, we're doing 82 to 96. And he's currently at like 94, right? If he's max defense. Which he likely is. I feel like he likely is. The worst thing he does to me here is Will-O-Wisp me. And then I can just Swords Dance again. So I'm not like super concerned about getting Will-O-Wisp here. And I have a chance to break this thing down and like ruin this Cophagus, which is kind of annoying. I think I go for it, dude. Do I want to burn my Z move here, or do I want to just go for the Earthquake, which is a 2-shot? I think I burn the Z move. I think I'm going to burn the Z move. Because it could kill. It could kill. And if it does kill, then we're in an amazing spot. Like, he can come in and revenge with Thundurus, but like we're in a really good spot if I can knock this thing out. Because then I can potentially set up later, so... Let's see if this kills. Like I said, it's a damage roll. Him having leftovers there was big, because it probably would have knocked him out if he didn't have the leftovers recovery. But again, if he's not fully physically defensive, this probably knocks him out. So we'll see. He may live on just a tiny sliver. There's always a chance he misses the Will-O-Wisp anyway, or over predicts. And he does exactly that. He's gonna live on like 10%, but or 5%, and he shows Haze. So that's fine, but we nuked him, so like I'm okay with this. Like, easy peasy, man. Granted, yes, he can go Thundurus here. I have a hard time believing he goes Thundurus right now, so I'm just gonna Earthquake. Knowing that I just Stone Edged, I just feel like he probably just sacks this thing. So we chose to run Haze because of Substitute Gyarados, which works out in my favor. Because, yeah, he removes my attack buff, but, like, it's not really a big deal. And again, like, if Thundurus comes in right now, it's not an issue, but Lando's gonna pick up another kill, so that's pretty sick. Lando kills Cofag with EQ. Cool, so Cophagus is gone, and Landorus, effectively, I mean, had I Earthquaked, I would have saved my Z move, but you know what? It's all good. Like, I got rid of the Cophagus. To me, that was worth it. To me, that was worth it. One thing I have to be very careful of is that Malamar, though. My Intimidate is going to make him stronger, so I need to really be careful there. But again, having Signal Beam Rotom is really nice, so we can work with that. And I just got to make sure I don't bring in Landorus or Gyarados against the Malamar until after I've already, you know, done the thing. Yeah, that Malamar is going to be tricky, dude. I'm really nervous about it, to be honest. But again, just getting some damage off on it with Druddigon, Rocky Helmet, really opens the door for, you know, Signal Beam Rotom, which I'm just so glad that, you know, the last change I made to this team before I, you know, got ready for this battle was to put Signal Beam on Rotom over, over Trick. And lately for WBE specifically, not for the other leagues, well, I guess somewhat P4G, not for Little Cup though, because it's Little Cup, but I've actually been doing practice matches, which is something I've never really done a ton of, but I feel like they've helped a lot. You know, I try not to still take it too seriously, and I don't really stress about the practice matches, but they give me a good sense of kind of what to expect and what things I might be weak to. So like I realized that Malamar, while I can deal with it, can be actually really scary, so it kind of works out. So here comes the Scizor. Now, what is Scizor gonna do to me? Like, realistically here. Like, what if I just Earthquake it? Or is he gonna U-turn? Like, what does Scizor do to me besides just sit there? Like, okay, so I don't have the Intimidate, so I wanna make sure I don't calculate that in. But like, realistically, if I'm sitting at neutral, like, Earthquake, he's gonna do a sizable chunk to him. Like, I could definitely set up a Swords Dance again. Or I just switch out. And my switch out into Vikavolt here is pretty safe, but I don't want to take a U-turn. So I kind of feel okay just staying in. Or I go Burst Side in here, which can realistically sponge any hit from this thing pretty comfortably. And I don't really need Burst Side in this match at all. So, I mean, I feel pretty safe going into Burst Side in. Because the worst he's going to do to me is, I mean, he could potentially Swords Dance, but I have Roar, which is nice. I could also just Earthquake for damage. And just get damage off on this thing. I just don't want him to set up and then roost on me. But, I mean, I could bring this thing in against Hitmontop later anyway. And set up the, whatchamacallit. So, I think Bursiding is my least useful member of the team. So, I'm going to go Bursiding because I have the option to roar him out. I think that's the right play. Scizor's really scary. He might just U-turn. U-turn knowing that he's going to take an Earthquake, though. So, like, that's the only thing that's a little weird to me. He also could be running Tech HP Ice on Technician, which could be kind of sick. Bullet Punch. I don't understand that play at all. I don't get that play at all. Like, why would you Bullet Punch there? You're going to do, like, nothing to my Landorus. But it makes me look like I'm really smart for making the switch, so that's fine. Like, I'm okay with this. I just Scald here. He has no real safe switch-ins to a Scald at this point in the match. Even Hitmontop doesn't want to come in. I mean, I can also Toxic, predicting the Hitmontop, but like Scald is a really safe switch here. Or a really safe play. And again, Empoleon is the least useful member of my team. Since he did not bring Primarina, I do not really need Empoleon. If he's carrying Superpower, that's fine. You know, do you risk getting your Scizor burned? Because if Scizor gets burned, this thing is just set up fodder all day for Landorus. And Gyarados too, really. I love Mega Scizor though. It's a really sick Pokemon. Sitting at about 88%, let's say. And Fagus is gone. Hitmontop took some damage. Sitting at about let's say 75. He's gonna defog. Oh, so he's got defog on this thing. Okay. So he's gonna remove our hazards with this guy, but he's gonna run the risk of taking a Scald Burn to the face here. So like I don't, you know, I mean if I burn him, he's in a lot of trouble. I get the burn. Yeah, that's, you know, that was the thing. Like I get it. Like why he wanted to remove hazards. It makes all the sense in the world. But like, how do you allow your Scizor to get burned like that? You know, I just don't know if that's the play. All right, I'm gonna predict the U-turn into Thundurus here and go for Ice Beam. I think that's a pretty safe play. I mean, he could also U-turn Hitmontop, but he's gonna hard switch, so he doesn't even have U-turn. Does he go Thundurus? He goes into Nyla, which is the Malamar. Okay, so this thing is definitely a problem. You know, I'm gonna get an Ice Beam off on it. Again, risking a potential burn. He shows leftovers in this thing, and you basically know he's gonna Superpower here. So I think this is my Druddigon play. We simply just go Druddigon. He's gonna take a lot of Rough Skin Rocky Helmet damage, which I'm okay with. And I can potentially try to get my rocks back up. Yeah, I think that's the play. If he goes for knockoff, it's fine. But I think Superpower here is his play. And I mean, I have other switch-ins to it. I mean, I just don't want to go Landorus because of Intimidate. Because then you give him more attack buffs. He goes for Hypnosis, and he hits it. That's a little bit annoying. That's a little bit annoying that he hit the Hypnosis there, I'm not going to lie. Because now I'm stuck sleeping. But I think I'm just going to let it be and just go for Stealth Rock. And try to wake up here. Because he's going to take Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, maybe start Superpowering. Hypnosis, man. 60% accurate, dude. Props to him. Props to him. But at least I know he's not like super offensive. He's going to have to really rely on getting these boosts. And again, I have Rotom, so he goes for the knockoff. And hopefully I can wake up and set up rocks here. That would be really nice. Rough Skin Rocky Helmet comes in, knocks him down to almost half. And we're going to still sleep. We still sleeping out here. We sleeping, boys. All right, Superpower is coming up. We know he's going to Superpower here. Again, he's still going to take, you know, damage. So I'm just going to go for Stealth Rock again. Hopefully we do wake up. This is our last chance to really wake up. He's going to Superpower. Go 114 down to 63. If I don't wake up this turn, I don't get rocks up. Rough Skin activates, knocks him down below half. And I'm still sleeping. That's a bummer, dude. That's a bummer. Okay. Alright, well, at this point, I think I just let Druddigon go down. I mean, he's sleeping, so there's not a whole lot I can do. So we'll just Stealth Rock. It's a bummer. Definitely a bummer, because, you know, we were in a situation where I really felt like rocks would have been super nice in this match, but it's okay. He hits the Hypnosis. It was a cool set. So he's going to knock us out here, so that's fine. Malamar kills Druddigon with Superpower. Okay, now I gotta go Rotom, and I pretty much 100% have to click Signal Beam, which stinks because I understand that he's got plenty of switch into this thing, but I like have to do it. Let me just see here. Does he think he can live this hit? Because if I don't have Signal Beam, he probably thinks he lives. So that's like the thing, if he's like defensive. Yeah, like he probably thinks he lives, so I'm gonna give it a second. I'm not gonna rush this move. I wanna just wait it out. Because I really need to kill this Malamar. I can't really afford for this thing to like keep living. So the problem is, like, if he for some reason predicts Signal Beam, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. But once this Malamar is gone, I'm in a much better spot. So I'm just gonna give it some time. Just gonna run some time here. And then, you know, hopefully he stays in. Hopefully he stays in and thinks that I just don't have a reliable switch in. I mean, alternatively, like, I do have things like Landorus, which can come in and just hit him really hard with Earthquake. But at the same time, like, I'm going to take a big hit in return because he's going to be +3 if I do that. Okay, I think we've waited long enough. Let's go Voltergeist. Now, obviously, he may predict the Signal Beam here. It's 1,000,000% my play. And if he predicts it, that's, you know, good predictions on his part. If he stays in, which I feel like he stays in here. I feel like he stays in. I have a hard time feeling like he's going to switch here. Because he's probably gonna see, okay, I live a Thunderbolt, I live a Blizzard if I'm defensive. I might live, you know? I mean, I could pivot around the rest of the stuff he has, so. And since I know he doesn't have U-turn Scizor, or at least it doesn't seem as though he does, I can pivot around that too. He could go Thundurus here, should be annoying, but I have Vikavolt, so. You could also go Victini here. He stays in, perfect, dude. That was what I needed. Rotom kills Malamar with Signal Beam. Okay, cool. I knew Malamar was an issue, man. We lost Druddigon as a result of it, but you know what? I got rid of the Malamar. I'll take some poison here, no big deal. This gives him a lot of initiative, though. He gets a ton of initiative getting to go into whatever he wants now. So I have to kind of keep that in mind. I don't have a Victini switch in anymore, but, you know, I do have my Empoleon, which can come in. And I have, you know, Gyarados can come in against the Victini, and it can, you know, it should be able to safely get a Dragon Dance. And actually, Gyarados, if it gets a Dragon Dance up, kind of just wins. Hitmontop's a little bit problematic, but yeah, I have to figure out that Victini right now, because the Victini is actually the biggest issue. But I feel like he probably has to have Dazzling Gleam or Psychic Z, and then he's got to have an electric move. Is it Bolt Strike or is it Thunderbolt? Is he physical or special? Like, that's the question this game comes down to. Is he Scarf Victini? That's another question, because Scarf Victini can check a lot of my, you know, faster answers. But if Landorus comes in and it gets up a Rock Polish, it kind of just wins. In fact, I feel like it just wins. So I just have to find that opening against either Scizor or Hitmontop to bring in Landorus and click Rock Polish. Here comes Aang, which is what, the Hitmontop? No, it's the Thundurus, okay. My play 1,000,000% has to be to go into Vikavolt here. Obviously, he gains momentum if he Volt Switches, which is annoying, but I think that I just have to. So if he Volt Switches here, that's just really good play on his part, because he'll gain momentum in doing so. But I don't really have a choice. I kind of have to do this play. So hopefully he substitutes or something. He protects. Wow, he's mono attacking? He does not have any way to touch my Landorus? Toxic, sub, protect, Volt Switch? He has no way to touch my Landorus. I'm gonna Volt Switch. Landorus comes in and clicks Rock Polish. That's it. He's gonna Toxic me? Dude, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, dude. Yeah, you can Toxic my Landorus, but it just comes in all day right now. I don't know. Volt Switch comes off. It's gonna do a solid chunk to this thing. I mean, I can also continue to slow play this and go Rotom here. And just see what I want to do. I mean, that's fine too. Yeah, I'll just go Rotom and slow play this. Really surprised that he's mono attacking Thundurus. That makes my life so much easier. He's at, let's say, 55%. Rotom takes some damage. I don't really care. He may Volt Switch here, but my Volt Switch is slow. No, my Volt Switch is faster, actually. Wait, do I just Thunderbolt then? Do I just T-Bolt? No, I think I stick with what I'm doing. Let's see here. Thundurus, Incarnate. He could Protect, actually. He could Protect. Protect wouldn't be a bad play. I'll Volt Switch in case he does Protect. He protects. Yeah, so I almost switched into my Vikavolt there. That's okay. Wild, man. Yeah, he may substitute here, I think. But again, I could just keep cycling between Vikavolt and Rotom here and just Volt Switching. Like, Rotom doesn't need a ton of health, so it's not really an issue. And if he Volt Switches here, or I'll be faster, but either way. Actually, I could just Volt Switch into Landorus, so that way he can't Volt Switch. I like that play. I like that play the most. Because again, the worst he does to me is he Toxics me. He's gonna substitute. That's fine. I break his sub here, and I just go Vikavolt. Or, again, I go Landorus. Dude, I'm just like debating, like, is there any downside to pulling the Landorus trigger right now? If I Rock Polish, I outspeed his entire team. The thing is, he Toxics me, though, and then he starts, you know, Toxic stalling me with Protect. But how much does that matter? I just don't want to end in a situation where Landorus gets worn down by Toxic and then I, like, regret the plays. But I just feel like if I go into Landorus here and I click Rock Polish, he's gonna Toxic me. And then I Swords Dance on his Protect. And then I Stone Edge. And then you know, I mean... Or I just Stone Edge on the Toxic. I mean, I can go Vikavolt here, but then he's just gonna Protect stall me, so... Yeah, I'm gonna go Landorus. I mean... He's mono attacking, dude. I'm just really surprised about that. So I can just Rock Polish here. Because I don't really care about Hitmon top. I don't really care about, you know, I'm going to outspeed Victini. The other play is I just Stone Edge on the Toxic. And just knock this thing out and find out, is that Victini choice scarfed? That's another option. Yeah, I'm just gonna Stone Edge. I'm just gonna Stone Edge because I feel like he Toxics. He does Toxic. I'm not gonna play this game. I'm just gonna Stone Edge and hopefully we hit. If I miss, then we'll Rock Polish. I missed. Yeah, dude. You know, that's really frustrating. That's really frustrating. Because now I'm gonna get Toxic stalled down. All right, now we're gonna Rock Polish on his potential protect here. Because he's gonna protect. He protects. Okay. Yeah, I just, you know, I mean, that's annoying that I missed, but whatever. That's why I felt like it was better to just attack. Because I knew he was gonna Toxic. Alright, but now Stone Edge just kind of obliterates him. Unless he goes Hitmon top here, I guess could be his play. He could hard into Hitmon top. Do I think he's gonna do that though? Would he go hard Hitmon top here? He might go Hitmon top here. Hitmon top's not really a concern though. He can just sub-stall me, can't he? I'm gonna Stone Edge. Does he just substitute? Yeah, he's gonna sub-stall me, dude. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. All because I missed the Stone Edge. All because I missed the Stone Edge, dude. Alright. So how do I beat this thing? I go into Rotom, and I click. I don't know. That's annoying, because I'm gonna take so much damage out of Toxic. I gotta switch out now. He probably just protects or substitutes. Everything is paralyzed. Alright, we're no Vikavolt. Everything's poisoned. All because I missed the Stone Edge, dude. 80%. 80%. Alright, does he substitute again? He's gonna protect this time. Alright. And I can Volt Switch now. And eventually, he's not gonna have enough health to keep doing this. So, this is where Stealth Rocks were so clutch, dude, but it's all good. Alright, we're gonna Volt Switch. I just gotta keep going between Rotom and Vikavolt. He's gonna protect this time. Oh, you know, you make the right play by going for Stone Edge and then you miss, man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna dwell on it a little bit because it's obviously incredibly annoying and it's gonna really, really mess up, like, the duration of this match. It's gonna, like, put me in such an awkward spot now. It's gonna put me in such an awkward spot now. Alright, I'm gonna Volt Switch. He's gonna substitute. He's gonna Volt Switch himself. Okay, so, you know what? That's fine. I put him in a situation where he's gonna at least get out of here. Do I beat that thing? Like, I mean, I guess I do, yeah. I mean, Empoleon beats it at the end of the game, so... What does he go here? Hitmon top, probably? Hitmon top, maybe? I mean, Gyarados at +1 doesn't have to deal with that thing, so... If I can get Gyarados in and just set up at +1, or maybe I have to go +2 because of Victini, then we're good. So, I just gotta get Gyarados in. That's what it comes down to. Because this Thundurus isn't gonna do much to Gyarados with a Volt Switch. It's really not gonna do that much if I'm Mega'd. So, I think he goes Hitmon top here. If he does, I'm just going to Dragon Dance all over that thing's face, dude. Like, that's it. That is it. He's gonna go to Lin, which is what, the Hitmon top? That's the Scizor. Same thing, dude. I'm just gonna Dragon Dance all of this thing. Nice Volt Switch there. I mean, I can go Rotom here and Volt Switch and get a kill. He's burned, dude. This is setup fodder all day for my man Shrimp. He is setup fodder all day. What are you gonna do, U-turn? This is where I find out if Victini's scarfed or not. I have no reason to Mega Evolve here. He's burned. I just click Dragon Dance, dude. I'm clicking Dragon Dance. If I get 2 Dragon Dances up, this game's over. Because then Victini's not outspeeding me. That Thundurus set. Very annoying, dude. Very annoying. It's a cool set, but like, how do you bring a mono attacking Thundurus against a team of the Landers, dude? I just don't understand it. It's like such a strange set. I don't think he has U-turn. I hope he just stays in here. If he stays in unless we gets up 2 Dragon Dances, dude, GG, man. His best switch in here is him on top. He pretty much has to go him on top, but I could just, like, I don't need the attack boost as much as I need the speed boost. In case he's, yeah, he's gonna stay in. What does he go for? HP electric, bro? I'm gonna be mind blown. Roost. That was a mistake, my friend. I think that was a mistake, my friend. You're a burn scissor, bro. You're letting me get to +2. I don't know about that play. I don't know about that play. We Dragon Dance again. That way we outspeed Scarf Victini. Him on top is really not a concern at this point in the match, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know, man. Because Crunch is going to one-shot you at +2. And if he's Roost, Defog, Bullet Punch, like, what's your 4th? Knockoff? He's going to switch out. You go him on top. And Ahsoka, I think that's the him on top. Yeah. Alright, so we know he's Assault Vest. I'm sitting at +1 now. I think Double Edge does 2-shot him here. If I go +2, I probably am a little bit better off. I mean, I could just go for 2 Double Edges, though. I think. I don't want to Mega Evolve, so I'm going to go for the Double Edge here. It should be a 2-shot on him. Yep. It just straight up knocks him out. Okay, that works for me. Gyarados kills Hitmon top with Double Edge. A little surprised, actually, because I didn't think that was going to kill. He must actually not be max HP. Because +1 Gyarados, non-Mega, doesn't do nearly that much, dude. I don't know how that killed, to be honest. I don't know how that killed. I'm very confused. He must... If he was, like, adamant with no HP investment, that's the only way I see it, is he's adamant with, like, no HP. I don't know how that killed, but I'm not going to complain. So now I'm in a situation where I outspeed the entirety of his team. I'm +1. Hopefully that's game for Gyarados, man. Because Thundurus cannot pull these shenanigans against me. He cannot do that. If he Toxics me, he gets knocked out by Crunch. And I'm faster than him, so he can't Volt Switch. So, and I do have a faster Gyarados this time. So I'm 127. Is 254. And Victini, he goes Thundurus, yeah, so there's the Victini set. Or the Thundurus. 167. That's 1.5. It's 250. So yeah, I'm faster than Victini 100% of the time. So he can Toxic me here, but he gets knocked out to Crunch, so... do I Mega Evolve at this point? I think I can Mega Evolve at this point. For damage. We Mega Evolve with Crunch. He's probably just Toxics me here. But I'm faster. I know he's not Scarf, so he can't Volt Switch here. The only thing he can really do is Toxic me. And again, like, I don't think that's gonna be enough. Yeah, he's gonna Toxic. It doesn't affect me because Prankster doesn't work against Dark types, baby! Take that! Take that. Prankster doesn't work against Dark types. Here goes Victini. Which, even if it's choice Scarfed, I'm sitting at +1 Crunch, dude. He has to basically be Colbur Berry to live this. And even then, I don't think he does. I'm +2 speed. I think that's it, man. Prankster doesn't work against Dark types, though. I truthfully wasn't even thinking about that, to be honest, but I'll take it. That's actually kind of sick that worked out the way it worked. Which is interesting because I have Mold Breaker. So you would think that Mold Breaker like ignores pranks. I don't know, man. Mold Breaker is such a weird ability. It only works like offensively. But that is not Colbur Berry Victini. Is he choice Scarf or Focus Sash? Nope. Gyarados sweeps, man. Yeah, Gyarados is gonna sweep him here. So definitely a long match. You know, I kind of had to navigate around that Thundurus set, which was a bit annoying, a bit problematic, but you know, we made it work. I think one of the biggest things though that really saved us in this match came down to preparation, man. Having Signal Beam on Rotom, a Choice Scarf Rotom, was huge, man, because if I didn't have that, we would have been in a lot of trouble. That's gonna do peanuts to us. Crunch should knock him out. If it doesn't, another one will. So we're in a pretty commanding position here, and he's gonna die to burn. Empoleon gets the kill, man. Ah, well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer that Empoleon gets the kill because Rotom loses a kill there. But either way, man, we're gonna take the win there. That's a 5-0 win. So pretty commanding victory for us as we continue our steamrolling and kind of warm-ups for playoffs, man, because I really want to try to make a run this season. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle with me and Deathly I Am. I had a lot of fun, and he actually brought a cool team, man. That Prankster Thundurus with Substitute, Protect, Toxic was actually really good, man. It wore down a lot of my team and actually made things a little tricky. But having a lot of Volt Switchers in Rotom and Vikavolt allowed me to just keep switching them out so the Toxic didn't rack up too much. And then I knew I just had to find that window to set up. You know, and once I was able to get Gyarados in against that Scizor and he was burned from earlier in the match, you know, he kind of sacrificed his Scizor to remove hazards, which was really tricky. So, yeah, that was just a solid game in general. So, good game to Tyler, and I'm going to get the heck out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one, and be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.